Charismatic with an offset panic. Pop a pill, just a little Xanax. Drink some water and kill the static. Living in your attic, living like an addict. Say your country from my edict. You ain't interested in my prefix. Bury me with a suffix so I can suffocate with it. Split it, I break bread, I been dead. You can't kill me. I'm a zombie, parasite, crash site, alien, predator. I'm mad at her, she mad at me. Apparently, we gon' live happily ever after. Couldn't feed such a film. Smoke leaves, call it him. Brody with the limb. Interruption. But yeah, you know, young rapper, 21, living in Chicago, work, got a kid, you know, doing my thing, maintaining a relationship. I mean, a lot of things about life was just misconstrued it, and it's like I often get irritated because I went to a journey of sorts. If anybody knows Dr. Sebi and you know his alkaline electric diet and the electric lifestyle, I kind of I fell into that bandwagon. Not saying it's a bad thing, trust me. I lost about 106 pounds. I mean, fasting, intermittent fast. I'm not gonna get into that right now, but just I went through a little journey, and along that journey, I was teaching myself through YouTube. Most people were like, well, you have to check your sources and you have to do extra research. Yes. No. So I did a lot of studying through YouTube because it's easy to watch a video on the go rather than to look up different information. And sometimes I did go to different information, look up subtext and look at articles and whatnot. But I did a lot of research and experimentation with the Dr. Sebi stuff. I did experimentation on myself. People might, I don't know. And I say experimentation because whenever someone comes to you with an idea that goes against anything that you previously thought or may have known, you get a little bit defensive. I think they call that cognitive dissonance, whatever it's called. But you pretty much deny the information because it doesn't coincide with what you've been taught or what you have come to know to be reality in some form or shape. So for me, it was kind of like it wasn't for me. I've always been open-minded and more or less in tune with what's going on. So when I started delving into some of that information, it wasn't like it can't be. This is impossible. I don't believe. No. It was like, that makes sense. That also makes sense. You know what? That answers a question I had a while ago that I just pushed it aside because I couldn't find any, legitimate answers. So, I went through a whole journey, and along the way, I kind of stumbled upon this white dude. I'm calling him a white dude. What's his name? I don't know his name. I forgot his fucking name. But he's on YouTube. High Impact Flicks, I think it is. Yeah, he's a white dude. He's pretty cool. Old, But he pretty much broke down things in America. Well, as my girlfriend says, America. But he pretty much broke down how stuff works. Stuff that they don't teach in school. Stuff that's, that you might think when you see it, that can't be true because no one ever taught you. Or it might be some people who already know about it, but a lot of people don't. So going through his page, I picked out some of the biased information because he does sometimes delve between being biased and then sometimes being strictly informational, because none of the things that he talks about are opinionated, but you can tell he's very passionate about his side of the argument while also bringing both sides of the argument into play. Other than that, but that I'm gonna get off. I'm on another tangent. That'll be a video for later. But while watching his videos, I learned some things about laws, pretty much how money works, how society works as a whole, and learning all that information at one time both, the food and health information from Dr. Sebi, and then learning, societal information from high impact flicks, it kind of messed me up a little bit. I got depressed. I got really depressed because, for one, for one, for one, everything that's being circulated in our, food is killing us. You know, cancer, diabetes, all these diseases, being caused by what we're eating. And I think someone once said, "You are what you eat," but it wasn't. It wasn't. I guess it wasn't brought out to be in a broad, spectrum, because when you say you are what you eat, people joke about it like, "Oh, if you eat them hamburgers, you're gonna turn into a cow." No, if you eat those hamburgers, you're eating dead flesh. Subsequently, your body's gonna get messed up once that goes down into your intestines, and what it turns into how can I say, this is how Dr. Sebi said it. He said meat turns into carbonic acid when it reaches the intestines. Similar thing, when you consume milk, it turns into lactic acid when it hits the intestines. That's why some of y'all are lactose to milk, or when some people go into a vegan or a vegetarian diet, you've been at it for like 2 months and you try to eat some beef or you try to eat some meat and you throw up because you cleansed your body out, and now your body's not going to be like, "Hey, I'm okay with you eating that and nothing's going to happen." No, your body's going to say, "Look, you just cleaned me up and you're going to put some more garbage in me. I'm going to throw that shit up." Or better yet, since you think you can eat that stuff after you just clean me out, how about we sit on the toilet for the rest of the day? So the thing is, the key information that I learned kind of put me in a state of depression because the food that we have killing us. Okay, right. So you would think, okay, well, if the food is killing us and people know this, or maybe they don't know this, right? Wrong. They know this. They know the food is killing us. But it's like I'm gonna talk about it later. It's a perpetual circle of how that works. But food is killing us. Then society, you know what? You need to shut the fuck up, phone. Put you on vibrate. Sorry, everybody. Give me a second. Okay, see, so the food killing us, and then we got society. Oh, society. Laws, government, money. But yeah, just getting an understanding of all those things that revolve. I'm not gonna say life. Okay, food. Okay, food is in life, but everything else, like the perils you face, the struggles you face. Everyone always says, "I hate life. I hate my life. I hate this world." I want people to understand, all that negativity you're feeling is not towards life. It's not towards your life, and it's not towards the world. That negativity you feeling is because of society. And once you break it down, you'll see why what I'm saying makes some sense. I'm not gonna say that what I'm saying is right because I'm neither right nor wrong. I'm just simply speaking, and you can adhere to what I'm saying. But if it doesn't meld with what you think or how you feel, then you don't have to accept what I'm saying. However, if what I'm saying makes sense or kind of enlightens you a bit, then feel free to accept my information. But if you think about it like this, life. You're born, right? When you're born, you come out of your mother, or if you're a weirdo, you fall from a tree and you're born. Or if you've been raised off those stereotypes, you come from a stork. Jesus made you appear. You came out of what you call that, apple orchard or whatever. I don't know. It's some weird stories out there about how baby birth is going on. But if you come out your mother, that's the beginning of life, right? Your mother is the giver of life, which is why I respect my mother to the highest degree. They give us life, and yet we're taught to believe, God gave us life. And some people are so spiritually in tune with, those notions that you can't even have a proper conversation with them because they'll ask you things like, "Where do you think you came from?" My mother. Where do you think she came from? Her mother. Where do you think everyone came from? Their mothers. I, I, if you try to make me think that, we all came from a higher power. That is a belief, and everyone has their own beliefs. I don't disbelieve in any higher power or whatnot. I don't care for the negativity that comes with that. I don't have a disbelief and I don't have a belief. I'm just neither. It exists on its own spectrum. I'm not even gonna get into religion because that'd be a whole other video. It exists on its own spectrum. But what I'm trying to say is, when it comes down to life, you really have to understand that the perils you face aren't because of life. If you were born into a plane of existence that didn't have a society, say your mother had you, and it was you, your mother, your father, and whatever siblings before you or whatever siblings after you, just existing in your own little ecosystem, you wouldn't have any perils to face. Any perils to face, because get this, you guys have a shelter, something called, a shelter. It might be a house, might be a hobble, might be a TP tent, whatever. You have that, then, all you have now is your food source, right? What would your food source be? Whatever you guys are growing, fruits, vegetables, whatever you guys have in the garden. You wouldn't be eating meat because naturally you're not going to eat the animals. You're not going to eat the animals that's around you because they're too fast. They're eating each other. They might try to eat you. So you pretty much you sticking to your own ecosystem. You growing your own food, drinking water, out in the sun, enjoying yourself. So here comes these people who decide, we need to have control over this. We need to have control over this going on. So they take your land, the little shelter you have, and the garden you have, and the water, the free water you have, the free food, free water, and free shelter that you have. They take that from you. They give you identities. So you might have already had a name. Fuck that. They give you an identity. You can keep the first name that you got because you probably only had one name. Your parents didn't give you two damn names. Whatever you were born. This is Shaw, the beauty of the wind. You're just Shaw. You're Shaw. But these people come in. Your name is Shaw. I need something else to address you by. Something I can remember. How about Shaw Williams? No offense to anybody named Williams. Just first thing that came to mind. So they give you a last name. They give you an identity. Then they need to keep track of you. They give you an identification card. They give you a card where they can. Well, if you lose the identification card, it's another way to prove that that you are you. And they ask your mother, when were you born? Because of course they weren't there. There was no hospital or anything. They ask when you were born. They create a document to actually keep track of when, what time, and what day you were born. They have a copy of all these documents saved in a file. You get to have a copy of it, to prove that who you are. They take your land away from you. Then they build a much better shelter, more efficient. They build a place where you can get food. You have to pay for it though, and they also supply you with water. You have to pay for it though, and then they start telling you have to pay for these things, and you're like, well, what does that mean? You have to. They put this in your face. They put like a piece of paper or a metal piece of coin or whatever. They put it in your face and tell you have to earn this, and you can stay where you want to. You can stay in your house. You can buy food and you can buy water, and you can supply yourself with amenities and luxuries like we have, like new clothes, shiny things to wear around your neck. And they get you so invested in these items and these things, and before you know it, you forget that you at one point had these things for free, and you didn't really need luxuries. Luxuries are items. They're just plain items. Why would you want to wear a chain? Why would you want to wear a piece of metal around your neck? Because it's shiny. It has no value. If it was just you with a shiny piece of metal around your neck, it would have and hold no value. It wouldn't be worth anything but to you. You like this shiny thing. You found this shiny thing. You put this shiny thing, or you made this shiny thing. It has value to you. It has no value outside of that. So when they come and they tell you, you need to pay for things, you don't have any money, right? They tell you you can work for them they will pay you, but whatever you make, they take a portion of it. Somebody else takes a portion of it, and then the land that you live on, they take a portion of it, so they can continue to provide you with your home, your water, to fix up the area around your home, like maybe the grass, the streets. You need street lights. What else? You need you need you need security. So they hire someone to protect, harass, harass and protect you, kill you sometimes. That's sometimes that happens. They kill you sometimes. They hire people to kill you, and then they make laws so that you can stay safe, or that they can stay safe and continue to keep doing what they're doing to you without you getting out of terms with how they're doing things. And all the while you're just you start hating life because you feel like this is a part of life, when actually no, this is that's society sneaking in on you. Society sneaking in and is wrapping his hand around your throat.